Alright, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a little bit different. It's just, I got something on my chest that I need to get off. And it has to do with what's been going on with, the whole Carlos Correa story. So, let's talk about it. It's a little bit different than, other videos, but I need to get this off my chest. So, let's just hop into this whole crazy situation that's been going on with that for like the past few days now. Before we do that, let's do a little bit of a quick summary of, the whole Giants thing. So, entering the 2022 season, they were coming off a 107-win season, NL West championship, back in the playoffs, and, they got eliminated in 5 games to LA in a hard-fought 5-game set. And, the theme around the fan base is that, run it back, we can get back to the playoffs, we have good pitching and all that. You got Carlos Rodon, and he obviously turned out to be an absolute stud. And it looked like at first that things were smooth sailing. Probably not going to win the West again because the Dodgers are loading up. Of course, you got the Padres in there too, especially with the expanded playoffs. You can get one of those 3 wildcard spots. That's all you need to get back into the postseason. Probably get another championship, get back to the World Series. Fortunately, things didn't work out. They went 81-81, so they finished at 500, which I think was the first time ever that they've done that. And, they missed the playoffs after winning 107 games. And, the plan was for the offseason, simple. Just go out and spend so much money on getting, Aaron Judge or Carlos Correa or, Trey Turner, Xander Bogaerts, any of the marquee players on the market in free agency heading into the offseason. So, the offseason came. And obviously the main target was Aaron Judge. Obviously Aaron Judge is one of the best players in baseball, if not the best, you could argue, but that's still Mike Trout. Anyways, Judge, obviously one of the best players in the game. He rejected a 7-year, $213 deal at the beginning of the season. Before the season started, he bet on himself. He hit 62 homers, won the AL MVP. Big reason why the Yankees made the playoffs, and you can argue was the best player in baseball in 2022. So, yeah, there was that. And then another thing to add on is that he was from the Bay. So, having a hometown kid come home and playing for the team that he grew up rooting for as a kid growing up, that literally was a match made in heaven. And it just made so much sense. And, the Yankees, it fizzled out in the playoffs. Fans were booing Aaron Judge for some reason in the Bronx, which I don't know why they were doing that in the first place, because he's literally one of the main reasons why you even made the playoffs in the first place. And a lot of people had the Giants as the odds-on favorite to land Aaron Judge. Of course, the Yankees were going to give him an offer as well, because they didn't want to have their potential captain leave for another team, and also that would really just be a crushing blow to the Yankees and their fan base. So obviously there was meetings with the Giants, the Yankees. Of course, he was, I think around, Thanksgiving time, Judge was on a flight home, or he was spotted in San Francisco, and obviously everyone around here was getting very excited. It's are they going to sign Judge? Are they going to sign Judge? And it was just, mass, pandemonium. It was, is he going to come here? And, the optimism for me and the fan base was really, really high. And then, it became December, and it looked like at first that Judge was going to come home, because John Heyman reported that he was going to go to the Giants, but then obviously John Heyman screwed up royally. Literally the biggest story of the offseason, so bad. He put Arson Judge instead of Aaron Judge, and then tweeted that they weren't, he wasn't going to San Francisco just yet. They were just meeting with him, and literally gave the fan base blue balls. And then literally hours later, into the early hours of the morning, he goes back to the Yankees. So yeah, that was an absolute blue balling, and everyone just really feeling really, really down in the fan base. And so the next move was simple: go get Carlos Correa. And literally a week later, Jeff Passan reports that Giants and Correa made a deal, 13 years, $350. So they got the next best option, which was Carlos Correa. Obviously, he was with the Twins, did really well in 2022. Of course, obviously, everyone knows him from his days from the Astros. So He was a big part of that championship run in 2017, and of course in their World Series runs in 19 and 2020. There was just one thing that was holding it back from being official, and that was his physical. He just needed to pass it, and we were ready to go. But yesterday, they had a press conference ready to go, and obviously everyone suspected it was going to be for Correa's introduction, he's going to sign the contract, it's going to be official, he's going to be part of the team. And then it started to get revealed that they postponed it, so it's oh, something must be wrong then. He's probably either sick or something's really, really wrong with his physical. And I came with the assumption that he's probably under the weather, he'll probably be ready, it'll probably be maybe Thursday, Friday, maybe sometime next week. And literally hours later, tweet comes out from Jon Heyman, he's signing with the Mets. And I didn't believe it at first because, it was Jon Heyman and he was wrong on the Judge thing, but after a while it got confirmed, and now Carlos Correa is a Met instead of a Giant. That is blue balls. That hurts. That is a punch to the downstairs, man. And boy, it hurts a lot because, the Giants, when they got Correa, they got Haniger, they got Manaea, Stripling, Chalk back. They were having a really good offseason, even with whiffing on Judge and missing out on him. They got Correa, and now they don't. And now their offseason has turned into one of the worst offseasons in recent memory. They and the Red Sox have had the worst offseasons of the 2022 offseason. It's kind of funny that the two teams that have won the most World Series championships throughout the past 22 years had the worst off seasons. The Giants and the Red Sox. The Red Sox have 4, we have 3. That's kind of funny and ironic if you ask me. And it's just this off season, they were supposed to spend. They promised the fan base they were going to spend, and the best thing they got was Ross Stripling, Sean Manaea, and Mitch Haniger. Now, don't get me wrong, they're good players, but when you have Aaron Judge and Carlos Correa, Trey Turner, Xander Bogaerts on the market, Jacob deGrom, Justin Verlander, Carlos Rodon, who you didn't even re-sign as he went to the Yankees. When you have those type of players on the market, you gotta at least come out with one of them, and you get none. And obviously with Ohtani being a free agent next year, I don't even think he's going to come either, because he wants to be on a winning team, and this team is not it. Not but the direction where this front office and the management is. I was really, really patient with this front office, because, they were building it, slowly, and, they were, making some pieces here and there with the farm system and all that. Now, after this offseason, how bad it's been, I'm starting to think that starting to question the actual thing. I'm questioning Farhan Zaidi, and he's been a genius. That's a guy that turned the Dodgers into a perennial juggernaut when he was their GM. He turned the A's into a playoff team, and now here it's just I don't know, man. I'm just very, very confused and just flat out just in shock right now. It's very, very tough. And the funny thing is, this isn't the first time that this has happened, because they've been whiffing on free agents for the past decade. Let's go back. 2015, Zach Greinke. They were interested in him. It was a bidding war between the Giants and Dodgers. He goes to the Diamondbacks instead. Instead, they pick up Johnny Cueto, who was good in his first year, but he really was never the same after that first year. In that 2017 offseason, Giancarlo Stanton, the 2017 NL MVP who hit 59 home runs. He was available via trade. Giants were interested. He goes to the Yankees instead. And now he and Aaron Judge are going to be hitting home runs left and right. hitting moonshots for like the next 5 to 10 years now. Now that Judge is re-signed with the Yankees and is probably going to be their captain. The 2018 offseason, Bryce Harper, coming off a year which he didn't have his best year, but he was still really, really good. He won a 2015 NL MVP. Giants are interested in him. He goes to the Phillies for 13 years, $330. And the Phillies just made the World Series recently. And they're ready for a postseason push now that Trey Turner is now joining that team. And they are ready to compete for championships. And of course, this offseason, Aaron Judge, Carlos Correa, the guys I just mentioned, they got nobody. None of those big names. And it sucks. It really stinks. Did I mention that they play in the National League West? One of the toughest divisions to play in baseball. A team and a division that has the Dodgers, who are their arch rivals and also are laughing hysterically after this whole blunder happened. And they have every right to laugh. We literally have become poverty. The Padres, a team that is building a team of their own. With Soto and Tatis and Machado, with what's his name, Xander Bogaerts, Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Josh Hader. They're going to be in the thick of things for the next 5+ years. And the Diamondbacks, a team that, the past few years hasn't really been the best team. They've been one of the worst teams in the division. They're starting to build a team. You got Dalton Varsho, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas. The Diamondbacks are going to be a really good team in the next few years. They might be in contention for a playoff spot in the next few years. So it's going to be tough. And Giants are going to finish 4th in the NL West. The only reason why they're not finishing last is because the Rockies exist. And the Rockies, oh boy, they are dumpster fire within themselves. And I don't know what Dick Monfort's doing. But the Giants are going to finish 4th in the West. That might be their ceiling. The only way they get into the playoffs is if they get one of those wild card spots. Because I don't think they're going to win the NL West for a good amount of time. Because you take a look at this roster, it's not that good. It's not a good roster. Sure, there's young pieces and to look out for in the future, but they're not ready. They're not ready yet, and it's gonna be tough, especially in that NL West, like I said, with those teams. And then you take a look at the whole National League. You got the Braves, you got the Mets, you got the Phillies, of course the Dodgers and Padres, the top 5 teams in the National League. It's gonna be tough for them to get to a World Series. If they run into those teams in a playoff series, if they get lucky, they're going to get bounced. And it's not going to look pretty at all. I'm just, very disappointed in this front office, man. Very disappointed because, they said they were going to go out and spend. They promised, they were going to try to get Judge. They were going to try to get Correa. They missed Judge. But they got Correa, I thought. And now here we are near at the end. Correa's a Met now. And the Giants got nobody. And it's very disappointing. And obviously everyone in the fan base is pissed off. Of course, you got 2024 next year with Ohtani and Devers and Scherzer. Let's see, Charlie Morton, Teoscar. But obviously the big ones are being Ohtani, Scherzer, and Devers. I think Scherzer's going to stay with the Mets. Ohtani, there's a small chance he comes here. But I don't think that he's going to come, even with the money that we have. But, and then for Devers, he could, because we need a first baseman. But it's going to be tough. And with the way the front office whiffed this offseason, there's a good chance that they might not get another big star. And if that's the case, then heads have to roll at this point. And just disappointed. Disappointed is the word to use this offseason. Alright, I think I got what I wanted to say off my chest about this whole thing with Correa, the Giants, and the front office, and whiffing on marquee free agents for the past few years off my chest now. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Just wanted to get this off my chest because it was something that's been, gnawing at me since, this whole thing happened yesterday. We'll post some more COD videos on the second channel, and I still got videos here on this channel to post here as well. Be on the lookout for that. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and might as well close it out with this. The Giants, Warriors, and Niners all can't be good at the same time. One of the three has to be bad at a certain point in time. What I mean by that is this. In like the early 2010s, when the Giants and Niners were really, really good, the Warriors weren't good. Then when the Niners became bad, the Warriors started to become good, and they won championships. And the Giants were still the Giants. Then the Giants became bad, and the Niners took the spot, and they became good. Then when, the Giants came back on track, the Warriors, they got hit with injuries, and they missed the playoffs. Now that the Warriors and Niners are running good again, Giants are bad. Literally all three teams can't be good at the same time. It's a running joke around here. And don't even get me started with the Sharks. They are bad. Like, really, really bad. All of that playoff runs just to have no titles, no cups, and constant choking. Like, jeez. Terrible. But I'm going to wrap it up there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.